Good day everybody, welcome back from the Vuvuzela team here at the beautiful Coco De Mer and Fiamma Grill. Today we welcome Barry Bowditch from Barry Bowditch Photography. Hello Barry, how are you doing? Welcome to the Vuvuzela.
I'm doing very well, and before we delve into how I'm doing, if you don't mind, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to Mandy and the team, all of you, for what you're doing on behalf of the Dolphin Coast people under an extremely difficult time where none of us could foresee what was going to happen. There are just so many depressed people out there, small businesses that are battling, and I think what you guys are doing is so encouraging for all of us to sit back, think about it and say, wow, do you know something? It's not woe be me. I've seen several episodes of the Vuvuzela and I see that people are coming to the fore, they're thinking out of the box, and a very big thank you to you guys because you've been extremely instrumental in getting people going. So
you are a very well-renowned photographer in the North Coast. We have had a look at your Facebook page and it is absolutely beautiful. Your website's stunning. You capture the essence. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Oh, I was almost born with a camera in my hand. At the age of 10, I got my first camera from my late mom, which was a Kodak Brownie. You'd probably have to Google to see what a Kodak Brownie is. At the age of 16, my dad, who was an advanced amateur photographer at the time, bought me my first Canon camera, which was a Canonet Junior, which is no longer available now. And I spent most of my years in the analog area, working with my father, working in the dark rooms, developing photos, going out on shoots. And so the love of photography was there right from the beginning. And about 14 years ago, I was retrenched in the business I was working in, and I thought, well, I need to do something myself. And Marcel, the idea of photography naturally came to mind, and we went and shot our first wedding in the then Northern Transvaal. A couple took a chance on us, and 14 years later, there are four editors, 3 photographers, and it's a full-time business, and we've evolved from the analog world to the digital world, which is exciting and demanding, and yeah, that's where we're at today.
Barry, how are you handling lockdown and how is it affecting bookings? Obviously we're not doing weddings anymore, so how are you adapting to obviously keep going in lockdown?
Well, lockdown, believe it or not, in some ways has been an absolute blessing, and that might sound a bit strange, but my wife and I, Denise and I, work full-time in Bowditch Photography, and we work 7 days a week, and for the last 14 years, we haven't had a holiday at all. And with the exception of the year 2013, I think it was, we were on a short list for a wedding in America, and we were chosen to do a wedding in Boston. And so we did an engagement and wedding shoot in Boston, spent a week there, and then took a week off for ourselves and went to what has become our most favorite city now, New York. Spent a week in New York, and any photographers out there will know that New York, besides its natural attractions, is also the home of B&H, which is the largest photography shop in the world. It occupies a whole corner in New York. It's 3 or 4 stories high. And it's just, like a kid in a candy shop for a photographer. You just need the president's credit card, and that's A for a way. You can have so much fun. So when I say it's been a blessing, it's given us time now to rest, relax, and it's almost been like a holiday. I've kept extremely busy by trying to think of other things to do. When you have a passion for what you're doing, you have a hunger and a thirst to learn more and more. And I think photography is probably one of the industries that has seen the biggest changes over the last few years, having evolved from analog to digital. And I remember starting out on digital with a little 7-megapixel Canon camera, DSLR camera having come from the SLR, which is the analog version. And so I go onto YouTube and I read, and everything I read and listen to is photography. So I'm educating myself all the time. And in this industry, you need to be on top of your game all the time. So that's kept me very, very busy. The people I feel sorry for are our editors. When we talk Bowditch Photography, they obviously don't have any work to do. So there's no income coming in. The income for us obviously also stopped. That dried up, but we're weathering the storm, and I hope it doesn't go on forever. I feel very sorry for the businesses out there who rely totally on no lockdown, and hopefully it'll be over soon.
You have to tell us a little bit about Myrtle, and who is Myrtle in your life?
Yeah, Myrtle is definitely another woman in my life. Very often my wife says she's the first woman in my life. Myrtle is a 1977 Volkswagen Beetle. My very first car was a Beetle, and Myrtle is my fourth one. I just love them to pieces. They are iconic cars, and very often brides at weddings love using Myrtle as a prop, because being in their 20s or 30s and a car 44 years old was almost vintage to them. And yeah, I just love her to bits. I could go on forever, but I won't. She's just great. She's better known than I am. She's an icon in this area.
Barry, and for the public out there and anybody wanting to get into photography, do you do lessons? Tell us a little bit about that and how people can get involved in the photography world.
Yeah, I do teach. We do lessons once a week, normally 3 or 4 people. Try and keep it small because you can lose the whole concept of what I'm trying to get over if there are too many people in the group. But also what is very encouraging for youngsters or any age for that matter during this lockdown period is we live in the 21st century and there's YouTube. When I did a diploma in photography, it took me a year and a half, 1,000 pages of study material. You've got YouTube, and just ask the questions, and very soon you could be out there doing your own thing in photography.
Thank you, Barry. It's been wonderful sharing some time with you here with the Vuvuzela team. Your stories have been absolutely amazing. And to the viewers out there, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Vuvuzela, and see you on the next one.